Something a bit different is coming today, a spoiler video, and one just divulging what I know with the coming of Empire Alone. I have more information than this, but I'd rather not spoil all of it, even if I have an incomplete picture. So here we go. With Empire Alone on the horizon, there are a great deal of changes coming. Firstly, we know some of these changes on the horizon are happening because of redemption rights. For those of you who've read the novel, you know that the Wolf Empire is in a dangerous situation. But Empire Alone covers the greater conflict as a whole, not just the exploits of the Wolf's Dragoons. When I get this book, I will of course be doing an in-depth review, but even beforehand, there are things that I know as to what are going to take place. I just am not sure of what the situation is at the end. So let's talk spoilers and let's talk where things are going. The most important one that many people may not know is that the Marian Hegemony has been at war with the Free Worlds League for some time, and in particular there has been fighting in the Duchy of Tamarend Abbey. This appears to get resolved in this book, or the book is at a point past the end of this war. The outcome for the Marian Hegemony, the little imperialist periphery power that could, is in a word, disastrous. The Hegemony had been growing for the past decades in the periphery, and growing by picking off former Free Worlds planets on its borders. It also had the benefit of receiving aid from the Capellan Confederation and Canopians in the form of weapons and supplies during its war and attack on the Duchy of Tamarend Abbey. However, they would find themselves cut off, without supplies, and with the Free Worlds League under Duke Fontaine Brett Merrick, they would crush the Marians under Ignatius O'Reilly. In totality, they appear to lose somewhere between 6 to 8 worlds, or systems, if not more, before the situation is stabilized for them. I am unsure if a peace agreement has been met, but the Purple Bird appears to have gutted their cosplaying Roman counterparts. Whether the conflict is still raging, or an unfavorable peace has been made on behalf of the Marians, it doesn't seem to matter much. This is a conclusive defeat for the Marian Hegemony. We're also looking at another side section before we get to the main course. The biggest surprise for me is that House Steiner, the Lyran Commonwealth, appears to have gotten enough of itself together, despite bankruptcy, decline, and military rebellions, to manage to make some moves to reclaim some of the lost worlds to the Wolves. This isn't as dramatic as we see in our final piece, but yes, there is movement here, even if they aren't as dramatic as the main play. Even then, the north of the Wolf Empire appears to be being redigested by what is a very relieved, yet still very broke, Lyrans. This is very much the win Trillian Steiner needed, if it appears to be true. For those of you who've read Redemption Rights once again, you know the Wolf Empire is struggling, and it appears things reflect this. We know mercenaries make up a major force of the Free Worlds League in this conflict, but what I can confirm is there are major border shifts that will be happening across the board, and even more dramatically than I had originally thought would happen. Somewhere between 20 and 30 systems seem to be changing hands, and most in favor of the Free Worlds League. There are tons of things we don't know. Is the League still fighting its own clanners? The Clan Protectorate? Is the League still at war with the Wolf Empire? Has a ceasefire been reached? We know that one of Nicole Halleshughes' friends, the Captain General, had tragically died during the campaign, as revealed in Redemption Rights, which will likely be a plot point in the book. Is there any relief force coming for the Wolves in all this? Or is the cutoff simply the end of the Dragoons' raid on Guyana? We don't really know up until this book drops. There are too many mysteries. But this is big news for the Ilclan era. There is one spoiler that I can say, which is Stuart, the now de facto capital of the Stuart Commonwealth, or sometimes referred to as the MARIK Stuart Commonwealth, looks to be liberated. and seems to be the resurrection of the support base for one Kenyon MARIK, the man with the most credible claim to the Captain Generalcy by succession rather than power grabs. So the political, economic, and military situation is going to be changing very rapidly. The internal politics of the Free Worlds League is going to be fundamentally shifted by this campaign and by the time this war is over, if they can continue winning this conflict. So this is huge news. It's huge news for people who are fans of Clan Wolf and the Wolf Empire. It's actually significant news for those of you who are fans of House Steiner. It is news for those in the Marian Hegemony. To all of you, my friends in the periphery, I am sorry. And it is, of course, very big news for those such as myself and others who have a big love for the Purple Bird. Purple Bird strong. With that being said, thank you for joining me here today. If you enjoyed this content, please consider liking it and subscribing to the channel. I do have a YouTube member program that does support this channel that also helps me continue to do what I do. If you're enjoying this also, you may want to consider supporting me through that. And with that, I will catch all of you in the comment section below, and I will see you all next time.